Well, when we began this episode of the show, we told you about a dialogue we have. That's a Thought Leadership Department headed by Inshirado, making sure that we have this great event with the National Commission for Civic Education, and it is the National Accountability, Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption program. And this whole dialogue is to make sure we deepen all these conversations related to aspects of governance, transparency, and anti-corruption. And we're doing this also with the NCCE, as we told you. We'll have the commissioner, the chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education, Josephine Nkrumah, on stream, and she already is. Good morning to you, Madam Nkrumah. How are you? Great.
I'm well, thank you. How are you too?
I'm good. I'm good. And then we also have here in the studio the head of Thought Leadership and Special Programs. I hope I got the position right. Inshirado. Good morning to you, Inshirado, as well.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. But straight away, let me come to you. You as chairperson of the National Commission on Civic Education. The subject of rule of law and anti-corruption looks to be a subject that we can't ever run away from, especially in these times with all the things that have dominated the media over the last week or two. Why is this very dialogue or program very important for us at this time?
Well, it's very important for us, and if I may quickly say that the Arab program has a third pillar of environmental governance. So actually, in our Arab project with the EU, this happens to be our fifth dialogue in the series of dialogues that we planned for Arab-related matters. So in this fifth dialogue, we are emphasizing the issue of environmental governance, particularly in the wake of COVID-19, and what has emerged out of it in terms of our environment, the plastic footprint that we see, because we realize that all of a sudden, plastic has become essential to our daily lives in the wake of COVID. Everybody's using disposable masks, disposable gloves, disposable PPEs, and in its wake comes the menace of plastic, a menace that we're already grappling with, which is even more amplified in the wake of COVID. So the issue at stake in this particular dialogue is to discuss matters relating to that, matters relating to waste management, matters relating to waste segregation, and even the threat of that or to the general public. How are we segregating waste? You come home in the evening, you've used a mask, a disposable mask, you just put it in the bin, somebody sneezes, puts the tissue in the bin, and it goes into waste management. How is waste collected in our country, and what is the impact of that or the risk of that to people in waste management and to the general population at large? We're hearing stories of how in certain suburbs in Accra, we have people washing the face mask and selling them. That is a frightening phenomenon, and these are the matters that we want to discuss in this dialogue. Of course, we need to talk about the green economy as well. We have a lot of stimuli packages that have been, we've heard about, that have been announced, that people are supposed to benefit. How are we going to use these kind of packages to beef up the green economy and ensure that things that we do are more sustainable in the wake of COVID-19, sustainable to the environment, if I may say so.
But let me come to Inshirado here. But this is quite important, and it's coming off on which of the days? Tomorrow.
It's actually going to be live here on the Joy News channel, and it'll also be live on Joy FM from 10 a.m. to 11:30. We're going to have a panel discussion. Quite a number of people, including Madame Nkrumah herself, will be joining via Zoom. Samson Ladi Ayenani will be moderating the entire session. And so from 10 a.m. tomorrow to 11:30, there'll be a panel discussion around the importance of our protocols and the things we're doing around COVID-19 and the environment.
And Madam Nkrumah, if we see that this is coming off virtually, and it's all because of coronavirus, that even makes it more imperative that we have this conversation. And the disposal of medical waste and the related issues that affect the environment.
Yes, I mean, it's true. We are all thinking about the preventive measures now to stem the spread. But there are other issues that are cropping up and that also need equal attention. We need to understand how we're going to be dynamically responsive to waste management systems in this country. And it's a conversation that must begin very quickly in order for us to determine how waste management is actually implemented in this country and everybody's role in this regard. So we're happy that it's it's virtual, because then everybody can join in on the conversation, listening via Facebook, and we're happy to be partnering Joy in this regard, because we know the kind of reach you have, and we're happy to see that this conversation would have all of us, plugged in, understanding the issues and contributing to it as well.
Inshira, as we wind up, who can join and where will they join from?
Well, we will be live on TV and on radio and across all our digital platforms. So on Facebook, we'll be streaming on Facebook, we'll be streaming via our YouTube channel. And you can send your questions and comments right down on the field, and we will be able to curate all of those comments and questions that come in and field it to the experts who will be joining Samson on the conversation tomorrow. So it's from 10 a.m. tomorrow to 11:30 on Joy News, on Joy FM, and all our digital platforms.
And that saying, Madam Josephine Nkrumah, who have been supporting you in this great initiative that you've been doing?
Oh, we've been supported by the European Union. In fact, this is funded by the European Union. It was under a project grant for a 4-year period, anti-corruption, rule of law, and accountability with a prong on environmental governance. So I think we're in our 3rd year of ARAP now, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. I think I must also add that the conversation is also open to people who would prefer to be speaking Akan. So we'd also have it on Adom, right?
That's correct. Exactly a week after exactly a week next Tuesday, we'll be having the same conversation on Adom Television, also live on Adom FM. So we're able to give everyone an opportunity to be able to freely contribute. Of course, Akan is the most widely spoken language apart from English in the country. So we hope we can reach a lot more people that way.
All right. Madam Josephine Nkrumah, thank you very much for your contribution this morning to this. It is the National Accountability, Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption Dialogue comes off tomorrow. And I'm hoping that once you stick and stay right here, and for all our platforms, for English especially, and the next week for the local language services, Adom and the rest of the subsidiaries in the group, you get all the latest updates. And Josephine Nkrumah is the chairperson for the National Commission for Civic Education, doing great work. You can see her hopping from studio to studio, defying even the threats of the tongues of the virus, corona itself, and just trying to get great education to all of us. We thank you so much for the good work you're doing, and you also, Inshirado, for the great leadership for the department that you had.
Well, when I have guys like you working with me, it makes life easier. So thanks very much.
That's flattering. I don't help you in any way, but we all have to do it complementarily.
That's right.
Great. Let's move on. When we come back, we'll bring you all the latest updates of Showbiz. Stay with us.